Yo, you dealing with the X Factor.
I got everything higher than wanted, and I'll never get that back. Oh, I know you hate that back, but you ain't gotta look at me like that. I said you ain't gotta look at me like that.
I know nobody what you looking at. What you looking at? What you looking at?
What is happening, everybody?
Now recording.
Discord's now recording.
Yeah, what's
Yeah. Welcome to our new show. So Sarah and I, the Swayra show, a Swayra show about wrestling. So Sarah and I, we play a lot of video games and we also watch a lot of wrestling. So there's going to be a little bit of crossover between some of the games that I want to play and some of the wrestling that we like to watch because it never ends with wrestling. You're always just going to have weekly shows, so we might as well try and kill two birds with one stone. It's just a little bit of background as to who we are. My name is Josue, but I go by Sway, and we wanted to take the beginning of the podcast to talk about our experiences watching wrestling and what led us to be fans currently, but also when we were kids.
So I'm Sarah, also known as Sarah with an H, X Scissorhands. I am very lucky to call this man Sway my future husband. We're getting married this year, which is really exciting. I started out as a wrestling fan when I was young. My dad was really into it, and kind of introduced me and my sister, got us watching weekly. We would watch WCW, that was our main promotion, and of course we would watch WWF occasionally, but it definitely was not something that was prominent in our household. Unfortunately, I did lose my dad when I was 8, and my mom and I continued to watch a little bit throughout the 90s and early 2000s, so I have a little bit of history there, but I definitely fell off of it as I got older in my young teenage years. But I always had like a love for it. It was very nostalgic for me. Of course, I loved my classic Ric Flair, Sting, all of the notable wrestlers at that time. And when I met Sway, I found out that he was a wrestling fan, and so I was like, you know, heck yeah, let's watch it together. And I instantly was just hooked back on it like it was my childhood again. So that's kind of a little bit of background of how I got into wrestling, and I'm really grateful that Sway came into my life when he did, because I feel like I've gotten to see a lot of really good content and how wrestling has evolved since I was a child. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. What about you, Sway?
Yeah, Sarah is one of those fans that she mentioned that she watched up until like the early 2000s, and that was right around the time that WWE bought out WCW. So a lot of people who were very diehard WCW fans tried watching into like in the mid like 2001, early 2002, but it wasn't their style of wrestling, I guess, because it was more so about like the melodrama and the drama between the characters, not necessarily the matches. And I actually started watching wrestling not long after Sarah stopped, so it was always that thing in my household that you just kind of flipping through channels. My parents were never into it and they didn't want me watching it, so of course that's automatic, like, okay, so I'm definitely going to watch it twice as hard now. And then eventually they just relented and they're like, okay, well, like if you like this, you know, we'll support it. I remember watching Raw when I was a kid up until 10 o'clock. And then I remember my mom, she would tape the second hour for me, you know, get back home from school and watch it. And it was nice. We wore out like a good number of videotapes. And then eventually my mom just let me stay up to watch it because I got older. I watched up until about 2007, 2008. It was like pre the PG era, but post like John Cena being the biggest thing, and like Batista, like Randy Orton, those guys, Brock Lesnar's like first run. Those were my biggest memories, like Eddie Guerrero and like Rey Mysterio on SmackDown. And I dropped it because I think we ended up losing like cable when I was my parents were just like, well, he just plays video games and like sits on his computer, so do we really need like all these channels on cable, you know, just trying to cut corners, I guess. This was pre-Netflix streaming, so I fell off of it. And then back when I was in college, I remember my roommate and one of our neighbors were sitting there watching it, and this was like 2015. I was there for like peak Roman Reigns hate, like AJ Styles debuting, John Cena going from one of the most hated to one of the most like beloved wrestlers on the roster, and Brock was still around and Taker was still around, barely. It was like towards the tail end of his career, but the streak had already been broken, so I got the network and I watched like WrestleMania 30 because that's when the streak was broke. AEW started, so I was like in there. I was like in the trenches for like bad WWE, and then AEW started, and I started watching like New Japan, and AEW became my main source of wrestling. So I've been watching AEW since the beginning. Like I watched All In live. I watched like all of their shows leading up to the TV deal and all that jazz, and I've just never really had anybody to talk about it with until now. And I wanted to have a deeper discussion with Sarah as far as wrestling is concerned, because we usually just watch a show and we're like, oh my god, that was good, and then we just kind of forget about it.
Yeah. And our goal for this podcast, you know, is just to like meet people and just kind of nerd out together. You know, we're really into video games and we like to talk about wrestling, so just an opportunity for us to meet people and have those discussions. It's always so fun. So definitely feel free to engage, leave comments. You know, we're happy to nerd out with you because we're big nerds. Yes. You know. So
the plan is to to have the actual podcast go on an RSS feed, obviously with all of the game audio edited out. But then as far as our YouTube channel is concerned, or at least my YouTube channel, that's where the VOD is gonna go. So that's gonna be more long form, and then obviously when I have the time, I'll like clip stuff out for TikTok, and those will kind of not mitigate, but just kind of like in the interim between episodes, because we're gonna try and release them weekly, but we're not gonna try and kind of become a slave to a schedule, because like I said earlier, it never stops. So maybe we'll record like the first half of the review, like the Dynamite review, on Thursday or Friday, and we'll have a day or two to breathe and think on it before we watch the Collision, and then Sundays we'll record the Collision part, and hopefully I can get it like edited and uploaded to have it like up on either a Monday or a Tuesday, you know.
Yeah, and we're being really informal about this. You know, we're just two people, normal people who just love wrestling, and we just want to have fun with it. So if it's a little scuffed, you know, we don't care.
Yeah, it's our first episode. Eat my butt.
Eat my butt. Look at us dancing. Oh my god, we're so cute.
So
what are
yeah.
we playing?
This is Shrek 2. I remember I rented this game a lot when I was a kid, back when you would when you would rent video games, so you'd have them for a week and then you'd have to take them back, and depending on how popular the game was, you could either like rent it again, or you just kind of have to wait until it was able to be rented again. And also movie tie-in games, I remember those are pretty much like a forgotten gem of our childhood. Is like when a movie comes out, it's not just the movie, it's like games, it's toys, it's well, I mean, you still get toys and stuff, but not so much the games, I guess, because people essentially learned that they weren't very good, and they were just kind of like a cash in on the stuff in general. But these games were popular on the like GameCube, PS2, the Xbox, because they were they're essentially multiplayer before online multiplayer, so you could just have 4 people on the screen. So as you can see, we're playing as Shrek, Fiona, Donkey, and Gingy, and usually like the fourth character, like Gingy, will swap off as the game progresses. But Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey are going to be like your main three, and you can swap characters, I believe.
Yeah.
With R1 and L1. In other games, it's the D-pad. But yeah, so Shrek is going to be like your strong guy, like anytime you need him to lift a boulder. A Donkey's got like a donkey kick that he can do that you can use to like knock stuff out of the way. Gingy's going to be like, he just got his little candy cane that you can throw. It's like a boomerang. It's really broken. And then Fiona just does like her martial arts thing. So she just goes, yeah.
Cute.
So yeah, it's just something a little, not necessarily mindless, but just something that we can play in the background while talking about what we want to talk about, you know. And there are gonna be breaks where we have to like stop and be like, okay, like I have no idea what's going on. Let's take a second to figure it out. But it's gonna be mostly just kind of like stream of consciousness, just kind of like whatever comes through our minds, through our little brains. We're going to talk about, and we have like a rough outline of the shows, obviously, but then we're just going to try and wing it, I guess. Like Sarah said, we're trying to be informal with it. So I did want to start off with like a this week in wrestling, a sort of like newsy segment. So let me tab over to my other screen. I'm essentially just going to be reading like news articles to you. As far as the game is concerned, we're trying to make it to far away. As you know, in like the second movie, you're making your way to meet Fiona's parents, because like in the first movie she got married and her parents were nowhere to be seen, so they're just kind of like, what the fuck, you know, like, why don't you tell us you were gonna get married? So anyway, that's essentially what this first level is gonna be. It's just like get Fiona back to far away in one piece with the help of your friends. Oh my god, we did it!
We did it!
Okay, article number 1. Did you know that WWE had no creative plans for a top star following WrestleMania 41?
I did not.
Yeah, it says here, a top WWE star has opened up on the company having no creative for them coming out of WrestleMania 41 last year. WrestleMania 41 is the really good one with the really good John Cena Cody Rhodes match that everybody liked and had no complaints about. With Travis Scott, everyone's favorite rapper.
Oh yeah, that great
match.
Where The Rock didn't show up.
Yeah, The Rock.
All this chaos, and he didn't even show up.
Yeah.
But we got
a rapper, then he was gonna train to be a wrestler, and then he realized he didn't like taking bumps, and then he decided it wasn't for him.
I mean, respect. At least he realized it's not for him.
Yeah, he's just like, I could be rapping for so much more money.
And so much less damage to my body.
Yeah. So anyway, it says a top WWE star has opened up on the company not having no creative for them coming out of WrestleMania. Let's hit that lever real quick. Hit circle on that baby. On that baby.
I'm hitting it. What the heck, Aroni? There it goes.
Oh my god, she's doing a backflip. Oh my god, she's incredible.
I had to be lined up.
At last year's WWE Royal Rumble event, Charlotte Flair made her return after over a year out of action with an injury, winning the Royal Rumble to earn a shot at Tiffany Stratton's WWE Women's Championship. Charlotte would end up coming short in the match, with her moving on to a storyline with an Alexa Bliss shortly after, which saw her form an alliance, capturing the women's tag team titles. Speaking of clutch points, Charlotte opened up on the formation of her and Alexa's partnership, noting that Alexa had pitched to partner with her. Charlotte noted that the pitch came right at the time the company had no creative coming out of WrestleMania. So she essentially did what you gotta do. You know, you gotta get that bag. You gotta form a tag team with somebody. If nobody wants to, if they don't have any plans for you, get you some TV time, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, and I feel like Charlotte, I guess, has like her fan base that, you know, they'll support whatever she does. So it's just like, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I mean, and her matches are always solid. You know, it's just that people don't seem to like Charlotte the person. Now let's go. Let's break this rock. That's probably what we have to do. Oh my god.
By the gods.
Second drawer, or second dwarf. All right. Article number 2.
3.
Apparently, 2 or 3?
I don't know. You go ahead.
Okay. So apparently Hook was in a short film that debuted at the Tribeca Film Festival. And he said that he wants to... Oh, okay. We're fighting Robin Hood and his band of merry men. Beat him up, beat him up, beat him up, beat him up, beat him up.
I'm doing
Beat 'em
flips
up.
on their ass.
Oh, hell yeah. So, yeah, he's essentially gonna try and do a little bit more acting gigs.
That's awesome. Which kind of is cool with his character change, I feel like. Not character change, but like his demeanor
Yeah.
this week with his character, like going back to eating the chips and kind of cool guy.
Kind of cool
Like,
guy.
I'm an actor now.
Yeah, because he doesn't need to be, like, he doesn't need to talk. Not everybody needs to talk. That's what I like about AEW, is that they're not afraid of giving people managers. And, like, so apparently the reason why Vince, or at least in WWE before Triple H took over, supposedly Vince didn't like people having managers because he didn't like buying 2 tickets for 1 act. That's why he didn't like he's not the biggest fan of tag teams, because you have to pay for 2 tickets for both of the guys. You just have to, instead of just getting 1 ticket for a wrestler, you know?
Right.
So a little crazy, but Hook is gonna try and start doing a little bit more acting. So let's see. AJ Styles was in the news recently because I don't know if you saw, there's a video of him at a live show, and he was like riding around different to go like sign different things for people, and somebody tried to get him to sign the AEW World title, and AJ had to make sure that it wasn't recording, because he couldn't sign it and be recorded signing it. So apparently somebody asked him about whether or not he would retire in AEW, and he said, "I'll take dumbest things that have ever been said for 100, Alex."
I think I saw that on X.
On X?
Yeah, Twitter.
What are you doing on Twitter?
I'm chronically online.
You can't be on Twitter, brother. Okay, so Fiona's power is she can stop time. So if you hit triangle with Fiona, you'll stop time and you'll be able to catch the fairies.
How do I catch him? With A?
I guess just try to hit him. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
We have 10 out of 12. We have 11 out of 12. Where's the last one? There she is. Yeah, good job. Okay. Article number 4-3. WWE star and Hall of Famer confirmed for new Mr. Beast competition. Which is saying something. Because Mr. Beast, like in the last couple of years, he's come under fire for some of his like challenges or whatever being a little... We don't need context for anything. So he's come under fire for essentially torturing, because like they do like the challenge videos where they're like, he has to spend 100 days in a grocery store for like $100 million, but if he leaves, he doesn't win anything. Legitimate psychological damage to people. And he came under fire for that. Feels like there's people trying to like recall what it was like working with him, and they just like break down into tears. So as far as the Mr. Beast thing is concerned, the Bella twins are gonna be participants in Mr. Beast's new show, which just goes to show you that WWE doesn't care about who they do business with. You got to think about who you do business with, bro. And like they're just going for like virality and clips and stuff.
Well, and I know that Nikki is going through a divorce with a very seemingly wealthy man too, so I can only imagine that there's bills that need to be paid.
Yeah, so. And Brie, as far as I'm aware, is still married to Brian, so it's weird that they're able to go as a group, I guess.
Yeah.
So, because a lot of times you'd feel that WWE has a problem with them doing that. Do you want to hear about Chris Jericho's WWE debut return teased?
Yeah.
From a previous report from John Alba of Sports Illustrated, Chris Jericho's contract with AEW was reportedly set to expire on December 31st, and WWE had discussed potentially debuting Jericho on the January 5th episode of Raw in Brooklyn. Chris Jericho's, he's billed from Winnipeg, but his dad was a hockey player in New York, so he's got a lot of, I guess, hometown fans in New York.
And he did that gimmick, the New York man.
Oh, the king of the New York man. Yeah.
The New York man.
The king of New York.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did the New York man. And what's it called? I guess they're gonna re-debut. Adam Pearce mentioned something about 3 humongous championship matches. Who can break down the walls and claim the gold? And if you remember, Chris Jericho's music used to go, "Break the walls down, breaking down the wall." You know. So we're gonna potentially see Chris Jericho back in AEW. I was trying to figure out how to throw this. It's apparently square.
I think we need to put it on this thing and...
What's the teeter-totter? So, like, jump on the other end?
Like, I gotta figure out a way to get it across.
You get on the other end. Are you heavy enough? There we go. Well, that just shoots us straight up. That doesn't... Okay.
But how are you supposed to do that while holding the barrel? Because I can't move the barrel.
I don't think you need to be holding the barrel. I think it's more so like if I'm doing this by myself.
Okay.
I would use the barrel.
Oh, okay. And then you get over. Okay.
Yeah, but then like if there's a second person, you would like jump on the other side and launch me. So you jump on this side. Kablooey. 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 It's my favorite show about an Australian dog. Kablooey. Okay. Finally.
Well, I'm excited to see Chris. I feel like Chris Jericho needs to be at WWE in a sense of I'm over him.
Yeah.
I'm over him trying to make himself relevant amongst all the youngins.
Yeah.
So I feel like WWE is a great place for him because it's a safer style of wrestling, and he can have the notoriety and fandom there. That, I mean, it's warranted in a way.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he's going to WWE.
He did his job as far as like being a name that people recognize that could draw attention to AEW up until they established themselves. But yeah, he's definitely he's good to make his way over again. And like it was kind of crazy that Jericho left to begin with, because everyone just assumed that he'd be a WWE lifer. But then he left in 2019 and did the stuff in New Japan. But I also feel like the stuff in New Japan kind of gave Jericho a way bigger head than need be, because he's just like,
Yeah.
I'm Chris Jericho, you know, I sell out arenas all over the world. But it didn't take long for, like, even me, like the first year of AEW, we're just like, okay, like, we get it, like, you're the first champion and you lost the belt. Oh, we gotta get the chickens. Get the chickens. Get the chickens. Oh, I kicked him into the water. I don't think that's what we were supposed to do. Let me grab him. Oh my god. Squish him. Oh, we gotta hit him into the pot. Hit him into the pot. Because she's cooking chicken stew or something.
Is that all the news?
There's one more, but we can move on. I keep getting distracted. That's all the news, everybody. News.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, you did it. You make a chicken stew.
I'm a good cook. What can I say?
I can't aim these fucking chickens. I did it. No.
I did it.
You go, girl.
All right. So we're on to Dynamite and Collision.
We're on to our Dynamite and Collision review. What were the big things that coming out of World's End? So there was a new world champion. MJF came in and signed his contract, which it's kind of like its own thing, you know, because we thought we were over like the contract situation before he hopped into the match, but then we were just like, okay, he still has the contract, but that's kind of going back a ways, you know. That's a lot of context that we have to give people. But MJF is your new champion. We have another heel champion that the baby faces can chase. But now it seems to be a 4-way feud that kind of involves Max. Joe's beef is with Swerve and Hangman still. But they both want a piece of Max because they feel like he just kind of swooped in and stole the belt from him. But then I think like Joe and Max have like their own sort of like personal beef between the two of them. I can't move. Yeah, there we go. They have their own personal beef, but it doesn't. But I feel like that doesn't supersede the beef that he has with Hangman. So other than just like wanting the title back, I don't think it's anything necessarily personal with MJF, especially since they're both technically bad guys. Come this way.
So yeah, MJF's world champ. We've got Jon Moxley.
Jon Moxley, yeah, he won the Continental Classic, which was surprising because I assumed like talking about the whole like second half of the Continental Classic it's been kind of a mixed bag for me as far as like the story is concerned, and I feel like they'll definitely like address it as time goes on. But for those of you who missed it, Kazuchika Okada and Kyle Fletcher both had semi-final Continental Classic matches, and Okada took the opportunity to, I think we need to be either Gingy or Donkey here. They both had Continental Classic semi-final matches. However, Kazuchika Okada grabbed a screwdriver from the turnbuckle and used it to cheat against Takeshita, but he didn't put it back. So when Kyle Fletcher went to go try and use the same screwdriver for his match, it wasn't there, and it led to Kyle losing his match in the Continental Classic. So he was out of the finals where he would have fought Okada, but John ended up winning. And one big discussion point around the match between Fletcher and Moxley was just Fletcher getting dumped on his fucking head off like the second turnbuckle, and it does lead to a lot of discussion from people online like us where we're just like, how much is too much, you know?
Right.
You
Because we
died.
care at the people. I
Did you
died.
die?
Probably.
What were you doing? You were just bouncing.
I was trying to figure it out. I couldn't get up. Anyways, but yeah, like, we care about the wrestlers as people, and like the fact that they're putting their bodies through that for the sake of our entertainment is like crazy.
Yeah, and the fact that people like Will have had to go on an indefinite hiatus because of like herniated discs in their neck. It prompted William Regal, who had a history of like neck pain, and it wasn't even like neck pain like, oh my god, like my neck hurts because I got dropped on my neck like on a random day in like 84. Like, it was chronic neck pain to the point where like he didn't sleep, and it eventually led him to he saw a doctor like a couple years before like this podcast interview I listened to him do, and it's just like, you've essentially had like a herniated disc in your neck for like the last 20 years. And so like when he talks about neck issues and like potential like permanent injury that people can sustain, especially like their head and neck area, you gotta like, you really need to listen up. So a lot of the discourse was either like, yeah, you know, it's too dangerous, like you're putting yourself in like too much unnecessary risk doing that. But then Kyle responds like, or maybe wrestling is just dangerous, LOL, or something like that, which kind of like I feel like really undermines what Regal's trying to say. And like,
Of course.
you can say that now, but like when you wrestle yourself into a wheelchair by the age of 40, like somebody like the Dynamite Kid did, for example, where he was just going, and then by the time you hit a certain age, or like he took one bump wrong too many times, and like now he essentially just like couldn't walk, you know, he just had to live his life bound to a wheelchair. And it really sucks, you know, because like you see like as wrestling fans, you kind of see both sides of it, you know. It's just like, oh man, how was he able to walk the next day? Like he's such a badass, he's so hardcore. But then 5 years from now, we're just like, man, you know, like he was really talented, but he's really had to like slow down his style now. Like he's just not, you just go to be like not the same performer that you could be had you been a lot more careful, like when you were younger. Let's see what else. So a lot of the themes in this particular episode of Dynamite. What the hell just happened?
No clue.
I don't know why, but Shrek, I don't know. Okay, let's go back this way. So a lot of the themes towards, especially like the main event of this particular episode of Dynamite, pertain to Mercedes Moné and her fall from grace, I guess we should say, because she lost in the first round of the tag team tournament. She lost the Ring of Honor Women's Television title to Red Velvet, which is kind of cool because, you know, they did a really good job of not necessarily promoting it, but just like, hey, an AEW star say they were going to be on Ring of Honor, so maybe we should watch Ring of Honor. You know, it's just like that brand synergy that like every corporation dreams of, and it actually got us to watch Ring of Honor for that week, which is what's going on.
I'm just trying to jump, man, and it's killing me. I'm gonna stop trying.
So yeah, I was gonna say maybe stop jumping and getting yourself killed. Where was I going with that? So Mercedes.
Yeah.
She lost to Red Velvet. We watched Ring of Honor. So it's a very interesting case study, you know, because like she's faced a lot of criticism, you know, being the ex-WWE star who like came to AEW and is like actually getting TV time, is actually winning belts, is actually successful. And she's like, I feel like she's paid her dues, so it's good to have like, we actually have some interesting character development with her now, as opposed to just being like, all right, you've got a million belts, what are you gonna do with them? So the main event of this particular episode of Dynamite was the TBS title match that was promised to Willow, because Willow got the pin on Mercedes at the pay-per-view at World's End. So they're following up from that. Along with a lot of like other World's End fallout, but not necessarily like the Kyle Fletcher stuff, which is like, I went into a bit of a ramble about the Kyle Fletcher and Okada stuff because none of it was really addressed on this particular episode of Dynamite, and they may drip feed us something as time goes on, but for it being one of the more interesting things to come out of the pay-per-view, they didn't really say anything about it, which kind of bummed me out. Alright, so you're gonna want to stop time. Then we're gonna make a run for it. Shrek is not gonna run in the opposite direction of where we're running, and we're gonna make it to the checkpoint. Oh my god, everyone. Good job. Good job. Even the game said good job. We did that without dying. Good job, everyone. So yeah, let's take it from the top. It was
From the top.
Make it drop. That's AEW Dynamite. So it's the New Year's Smash episode of Dynamite taking place on the 31st of December. It must have been live, right? They didn't. I don't know if they pre-taped this episode, but
Yeah,
a lot of the
I'm
times,
sure it's live.
a lot of the times for the holidays, they'll pre-tape shows, and so people can get like their week with their family, you know. And so it's just a lot of fallout from the pay-per-view.
Yeah, so it opens with MJF coming out, or begins with MJF coming out to start the show. He gets his Triple B back.
Yeah, which is like, I don't know how. I think it's just like I wasn't sure how to feel about him having another custom championship, and I know that that was kind of their thing with when the TNT championship first started. I remember the first couple of times that they the first couple of TNT champions, they would each have their custom championships, and then I don't know why I can't pick up that potion. Maybe because we're full health.
I guess.
But I don't know. I think like over time, I just got used to them not having custom championships all the time.
Yeah.
So whenever he whipped out his Triple B, I was a little taken aback. So I'm like, oh my god, like I'm not used to it.
Yeah.
That could be
he's
personal.
like, let me get rid of this ugly ass belt.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's like somebody like who spent so much time, like on like Hangman, who spent so much time getting the belt back from Mox, and then it's immediately like sent to the trash as soon as MJF wins it, which I guess is kind of in character, but.
So yeah, Triple B is back. It's a little bit different from the first one.
I can't like
reference
I don't know if
like-
it's and I don't know if it's me, but like I can't see like the lines. So it just
Yeah.
looks like a poopy like brown,
brown.
green
Yeah,
belt.
it definitely doesn't have his signature like design. Like it's a little bit different coloring. So yeah, it kind of just looks brown.
You ready to play some
But
Guitar Hero?
Some Guitar Hero.
Is that me or you?
That's me. Oh shit. It'd help if I knew. It's like a little mini game. Oh shit. Oh no.
Shit, they're flying away.
This is not for me.
This is for you.
Oh no. Here's a good one, guys. Oh god. Oh god.
No!
But yeah, so MJF, he did his little celebration, and then we got Kenny, of all people,
Oh yeah.
bringing up the what if we fought, now with the people that we are.
It's a. Go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, he kind of teased the fact that, like, he's gonna be around a lot more. Do you think that that's actually, oh god, here we go again. Do you think that that's actually gonna happen?
Yeah, I don't.
More?
Yeah, there's no reason why Kenny can't have like 5-10 minute matches. Not necessarily every week, but just to kind of get his wins up and kind of get him on the level of MJF, because and Kenny's kind of had the Adam Copeland treatment where he like wrestles a match and then he disappears for months at a time, and like a lot of that has to do with the diverticulitis and stuff that he can't help. You did it, baby! Wow.
Yeah.
Princess Fiona. Hell yeah, so we're ditching Gingy, and now Little Red Riding Hood is coming with us.
Heck yeah. So yeah, I feel like it'll be nice to see Kenny more. I think he mentioned something about like he's definitely closer to the end of his career than the start of it. He's recognizing that he's getting older. I'm really excited. I hope that we get to see Kenny as world champ, because I was not watching at the time. Spoiler alert, that he was world champ.
Oh yeah, we still need to go back and watch, because we're watching Dynamite from the beginning as well, or AEW from the beginning. Yeah,
so that should be exciting, seeing Kenny go after the world title, especially against MJF. Because I don't feel like I've seen a lot of them together, like fighting.
Yeah,
so
which
it'll be nice.
Yeah, it's always been Hangman that's had beef with MJF. I can't remember like off the top of my head like any time that Max and Kenny have wrestled. Maybe when Kenny was champ, they had like a random match. But MJF is very much a mid-card act, I feel, when AEW started. But then that's what's so cool about watching it from the beginning, is you see like Max's ascension from like even just his promo work. I've noticed from 2019 to now is just like so much different in a good way.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 4-way feud, I guess, for the world championship is still going, but also Darby wants a world title shot, but also this person wants a world title shot. So I feel like It's good, it's exciting, but it's also a lot of I feel like stuff that we've already seen from Max's first title reign, because he had like the 4-way match with like Jungle Boy and Sammy and Darby.
Well, and I kind of like that about MJF, just because he is like, his character is such an asshole, and like to have so many stars involved in the world title, like wanting the world title, it really brings cohesiveness for the product. Like, everyone's gunning for the top, and it just brings a lot more variety than the same people. Now, we will have, Swerve, Hangman, Joe, like those are going to be your staples, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like, one thing about MJF and his title run, like you said, like there's just so many people gunning for it. It kind of brings variety.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to think about like Jay White when he comes back, and like you said, Darby, and then you're gonna have your one-offs, like probably Pac and
Kenny.
just Kenny, like all the.
I don't expect Kenny to be involved like throughout the whole year. I imagine maybe he has a match in like at All In, or maybe like in London or something. But I feel like a lot of his feud is gonna involve Hangman and Swerve. I feel like Joe's gonna fall off a little ways into it soon as well, because he's still got like the trio stuff that he's doing. But yeah, so you're gonna want to hit triangle on Donkey on the tree. Yeah, knock him over. Yeah, fuck that guy. So yeah, cute little opening segment. Hangman and Swerve both come out and like kill all the scrubs.
Yeah.
And they set up a match for next week, which will be a lights out tornado tag match, which we can expect like Joe and everyone to get involved in as well. But nice little opening segment.
Yeah, and I liked how like MJF recognizes, like, I think it was MJF who said like, wins matter, come back and get me when you start winning matches or something. Just like do your time and then you'll earn a shot. He does like the beat 'em up, and this is when we see when Joe comes on with with Powerhouse Hobbs and Hook, and Hook is back in his era of the eating the chips and not talking and just being cool man that we mentioned earlier. So it was really cool. So yeah, it's gonna be a lights out, no DQ, no holds bar, basically match next week. A tag team match, right? Hangman and
against
Swerve
Hook and Hobbs.
Yeah, so that should be good. I'm looking forward to it. They definitely promoted the hell out of it between Dynamite and Collision.
Yeah, it's kind of a like one of those things that you that people complain about with WWE is like they don't like the 15-minute promos to start the show, and like they would criticize WWE a lot for doing it, especially right at the tail end of paper. But like, because it's right off the end, coming off of a pay-per-view, you want that, that grounding story. Like, okay, this is where we're at. Like Max is the champ, Hangman and Swerve both want a shot, and they'll like eventually implode. But for the time being, but until then, they're gonna work together to take out Joe and the Ops, because that's just another like obstacle. Because Joe and Max aren't necessarily working together; it's more of just like a enemy and my enemy is my friend situation.
Right, like a mutual understanding of each other.
Yeah, because outside of the
sorry,
we fucked up. Yeah, outside of the belt, they don't really want anything to do with each other, even though they do have their history, and like it was a nice little moment at the pay-per-view where Max won the belt back from Joe, because Joe won it from Max at World's End last year, the year before. So it's good that they had that little parallel.
Yeah. So then we get the conglomeration interview.
Oh yeah.
Renee.
Yeah, so apparently the clip of Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy doing their little tango during the Mixed Nuts Mayhem match went like super viral.
Oh,
So they're pushing the Tony Storm conglomeration collaboration.
She called Orange Citrus Boy.
Yes,
I
it's
thought that was so. I absolutely loved this. Like, I loved it so much. I ate it up.
Yeah, it's a good reminder, you know, that wrestling, it's inherently silly, so you just gotta expect all the silly things to happen.
Yeah.
You can't take it too seriously.
And like Mark Briscoe is a great example of that with his words of the day. He had the word asphyxiation, and he said like asphyxiate on these nuts, which was really funny. Choking on these nuts, basically. You know, we had Roderick, who still is repping the Paragon. And
R.I.P. Adam Cole.
Right.
He's not dead, but R.I.P.
Well, I think it's kind of cute, right? Like, he's loyal to his best friends, which are Kyle and Adam. So I think it's really cute that he's still resistant. Not necessarily about joining the conglomeration, but
who's holding out hope for his best friend Adam.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to take that potion? I'm pretty sure it's health.
Yeah. It's really cute. But I'm trying to think what else really. So that led into the follow-up for the Mixed Nuts match, the Tornado Trio match, not tag. Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, Tony Storm versus Marina Shafir, Claudio, and Daniel Garcia. Sorry.
Yeah, and I assumed that because Daniel was in the match that they would be losing.
Oh no,
right?
They got trapped.
Oh no. That was my fault.
You assumed when Daniel was in the match that they would be losing?
Yeah, because you know, like everybody, and it sucks to say, but like every like faction has their guys that like get beat, you know, because you don't want to be like too dominant, or else like it gets boring. The act gets boring. And I can't remember if they won. I'm pretty sure they won, but anytime I see like Daniel or Yuta in a Death Riders match, I always just assume that they're going to be losing. But because the Death Riders lost at the pay-per-view, this is their way of getting like their heat back, you know, because you don't want to take too many losses in a row, or it'll look bad to the audience. Are we meant to take these guys seriously? And if so, like, why do they keep losing? You know, that's that sort of deal. And it's good and a bad thing, I feel, when a company has matches like this after the pay-per-view, you know, because you don't want to wear people out on the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. Well, and I think they obviously, I think it was Wrestle Talk that made the comment or somebody made the comment of like, you would be stupid not to see the virality of it and not put it on TV for those that may have not watched the pay-per-view or are new to, and may have saw that clip and was like, maybe I should check out this product.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
like, it makes sense.
They have a match.
I wouldn't want to see that like constantly done, but I think for the sake of the virality of it, it makes sense that they did that.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind it.
Roderick is fighting his wife again.
Oh yeah, that was fun. They had more time this time. They interacted a lot more.
It's good to see that they're dipping their toes in like the intergender stuff. They won't fully commit because of like, imagine TV and they have like the network to answer to, so they can be like, maybe we don't want men fully fighting women in matches. But
well, and we saw Orange attempt to pin on Marina. That hasn't happened before.
True.
And then we saw Tony wanting to do the swing on Claudio.
Yeah.
His move. We haven't seen something like that before. So I think, like you said, they kind of dipped their toes into it.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
But like, even watching like old indie matches from people in like WWE and AEW now, you would have like the Young Bucks against like Joey Ryan and Candice LeRae or something. Just a random like, and like you wouldn't think anything of it, but I guess because you have like censors and the network.
Yeah. You gotta be careful.
For sure.
You don't want, men slapping the shit out of a woman like a woman slapping. Like, I feel like it's a little acceptable with what Marina did.
Yeah, and you want those moments to still be shocking in the long term,
Yeah.
It was nice.
I did notice, so we got Wheeler Yuta interfered in that match, which led them to winning. I did notice that Claudio glanced back at Roderick. Did you see that interaction? Yeah, so Claudio, as they were leaving, he took a glance back at the ring, and Roderick was staring him down. So I'm wondering if maybe we're seeing another match come to fruition with that.
Maybe. I always assumed, well, with I guess Roderick's story coming out of the Continental Classic, I assumed he would go just like flat out zeros, but apparently he beat Claudio like right towards the end of it. So I felt like it was leading towards maybe Roddy joining the Death Riders at some point, but I wasn't sure when they would like pull the trigger on it. But because I guess they're having all these matches with the Death Riders, I imagine it's sooner rather than later. Maybe at like Revolution they'll do the turn.
Yeah, maybe. So that was, pretty much the gist of the match. It's basically a rerun of what we saw. That was pretty good. And then we got the Mercedes Ultimo.
Yeah, so they did like a hype package for Mercedes, I guess, for people who, oh god, you don't normally watch the show.
I'm dying, bro.
Oh no. Need some water?
I'm trying. I think it's just because I'm talking so much.
Oh no, your VTuber's dying. Look at her.
Oh shit.
He's like, ah.
Okay. And cut.
And cut.
Hold on, one more time.
Mercedes had a little promo package hyping up their match, and it was at this point where I thought to myself, I know you probably won't believe me, and I know like hindsight's 2020 and all that, but I was just like, is she losing? Is she gonna lose the TBS title? Because like, and I looked back at her, she's got a page on cagematch.net where they like record every wrestler's like matches, and I'm just like, she really hasn't won since that random match it was like a random pay-per-view where Mina came out, and like she was the interim quote-unquote women's television champion, and she pinned Mina, randomly won a title like just out of nowhere, it wasn't announced. They didn't do anything to like hype up the match by any means. So yeah, they did that random crap with Mina where she randomly beat Mina, and I feel like there was the point in Mercedes' career where people were just like, okay, it's getting a little ridiculous, because you have like a million belts, and like even though you weren't really announced with a match on the card, like they're still gonna have a time for essentially a promo segment in the middle of a pay-per-view for Mina to come out, where Mercedes won like her 14th, 15th belt, it was just like,
Come on.
come on, yeah, you know, like we're building Mercedes up at the expense of literally every single other woman on the roster.
Yeah.
So at
And,
what
like-
point at what point is enough, you know? But then, like, she lost to Red Velvet, and she really hasn't won a match since, and that was like back
Right.
in November, and now we're New Year. We're
Well,
at
I
the beginning
think
of
her
January.
first loss with Red Velvet, I think, because that was the first one she lost, right?
I mean, not her first loss, like in general.
No, the belt. That was the first belt she lost.
Yeah.
So I feel like when that happened, I kind of saw that this was her downfall. Not in like necessarily a bad way, but
Throw
I was
apples
like,
at the
okay.
mousetraps.
I was like, okay, we can definitely see that she's not gonna be winning all the time now.
Yeah.
And, like, what's her next belt? And like, I was, you know, because I feel like for her to win the world title, she has to drop her titles. So
Mhm.
maybe this is good for her. You know, it's her next step.
You mind
I'm
if I
sorry,
play?
baby. Yes, it's fine. I'm freaking. I'm on my lungs. I need a second. Okay, let's try that again. Sorry.
You're good.
Where were we?
We could move on to the next segment. We're essentially talking about Mercedes. But now, the third segment, I thought it was for the Ring of Honor World Championship, but it wasn't. I guess it was just a match to build up Bandito. It was him against the Beast Mortos. With the Dynamite Diamond ring, you earn a shot at the AEW World Championship, and Bandito, he's been doing his thing with Brody, but he hasn't really had a lot of like singles wins outside of Ring of Honor. So like if you don't watch Ring of Honor, you haven't really been seeing what he can do as a single star.
So
It was a nice little like lucha match, good lucha things.
Oh, it was great.
Lucha stuff happening.
They have the pool fighting.
Oh yeah, that little Matador spot was really cool.
Yeah, I feel like the Beast Mortos, both of them looked really good, but I think it made Bandito look really good coming out of this match.
Yeah, it's good to like hype up your title contenders, because like a lot of people assume that Max isn't losing the title so soon after he wins it. But you at least want to give the people watching the idea that he might, you know,
Yeah.
because if they don't, then they're not going to find a reason to watch, and then people are just going to skip episodes of your show, which is ultimately what you don't want. So it's a nice, good little match, and they're building up Brodito as a unit, but not necessarily like it's cool because they're building them up as a tag team as well as like single stars, because it kind of leads into the next segment, because Brody is like back there with Bandito after his win and is like, all right, I gotta go take care of something now, and then he leaves and has like a nice little squash match against Lee Johnson, who we've seen like he's in a tag team with Blake Christian, like they're the Swirl, and like we've been seeing a lot of them on Dynamite, but especially on Collision.
And we find out that during that promo leading up to that match, that Brody will be the first contender for Bandito if he wins the title. So we had a game crash, but we're back.
We're back.
So we see Brody King fight Lee Johnson. It was basically like a squash match.
Yeah.
Really no content.
Yeah, it's like, oh, if you win the title, I got first, or I got next, you know. Oh, I'm blue now. Oh yeah.
And then we get the Darby Allin promo about pain, which is like timely relevant with the tweet that we mentioned earlier with William Regal talking about Kyle Fletcher. And I think it kind of ties into that because Darby Allin is another one that destroys his body for the sake of entertainment.
Yeah, I've seen a couple interviews, not necessarily interviews, but like he just talks about he goes in depth as far as like what he does to like take care of his body outside of recovering from his wrestling matches, you know. But I don't know if like Kyle Fletcher does any of that.
Yeah. So, but I do feel like that he kind of spoke on the pain and everything he puts his body through because of that.
Yeah.
And he calls out the Death Riders that he's not done with it. He can't sleep. He needs to set himself free, and the only person he hasn't beat yet is Pac, who we haven't seen in a while.
We saw him at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, what feels like a while.
Yeah, the Death Riders are pretty much on every show, so his absence is very conspicuous, as it seems.
Very much so. So yeah, he says he doesn't know when or where, but he's coming for him. So that
even though they were just in the UK like a week ago.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wonder if it's I don't know if it's like visa issues with Pac, or what's going on. But I don't know if they're like restricting travel to the US or what's going on, because that was a big thing during COVID too. Because Pac wasn't able to travel back into the country, he basically missed out on like a year or two of his AEW career because he just couldn't make it into the country.
Right.
But yeah, it's good to see. Like, it's a little annoying considering that Darby's been feuding with the Death Rider since July.
A long time.
A very long time. And then he's just like, I just want to be done with you. And like, you can't help in your head but to be like, yeah, you know, we're ready for you guys to be done with each other too.
For sure.
I think at some point during the show, if I'm not mistaken, Yuta challenges him to a match.
I feel like that, yeah, I don't know if that happens yet. But we can discuss it now. Basically, Wheeler comes out and says, if you want Pac, you have to come through me. But that happens later in the show, I think. Let me see.
Whoa.
Next up we have Josh Alexander versus Jon Moxley for the Continental title eliminator match. Basically, if Josh won here, he would get a chance at the title. Spoiler alert, he did not win. Jon Moxley won, which I'm okay with. I'm not a huge fan of Josh Alexander, to be honest. I just don't get it. I think his outfit sucks, and I don't know.
I think he's just like he's trying to get the tough wrestler persona guy.
Yeah,
like that's kind of his gimmick. Like kind of Kurt Angle-esque, you know, like. And he's just getting started in AEW, you know, so like the first year or so of your career, you're going to be losing a lot of matches. But as his career progresses, hopefully, like he'll start to get like wins under his belt, and then they'll kind of just do what they're doing with Kyle, you know, just kind of building him up gradually over the years, and then they'll let him loose after a while. Yeah. But yeah, it was all means to an end, I guess, this match. Just putting Moxley more over as a baby face, and just keeping the plate spinning on the Don Callis family because they really didn't have a very good last couple of days, if not last couple of weeks, with like both Okada and Kyle coming up short in the Continental Classic, as well as the drama that they didn't really address as far as like, you know, what happened to the screwdriver. You know, like we didn't get like anything as far as like a backstage segment, because if I were Kyle, I'd be pissed. Because I didn't get a chance to go to the finals of the Continental Classic, and like you could have done me the courtesy, like Okada, to put the screwdriver back so that way we can both win, and we just didn't get any of it, which like I feel is like a bit of a disappointment, but you can only fill so much time on the show.
Well, and we did get, I did notice that John was actually carrying the belt, which was crazy compared to his last belt, the World Championship. He put it in a safe or like in a box, a briefcase. So that was cool to see. I died. And then they really talked about how like they really sold the fact that John put everything in the last match, because he slipped coming in to the ring, and then like Josh like really worked on that ankle throughout the match, like, and you almost kind of like predicted that maybe John would tap, like, because he kept putting him in these like submission holds, but in the end it was actually Josh who tapped out to John. So like I thought that was a really nice like
some good like on-screen character growth, you know, and it doesn't have to be as like, it doesn't have to be uber complicated, you know, like you don't have to keep up with the last, kind of like with Hangman's career, you kind of have to like keep up with his entire AEW career to kind of like understand where we've gotten to this point. With John, it's just kind of like, this is what's been going on the last like 6 months with his character and how like he's improved as a competitor. It's like he's always been a solid like performer, and like he always makes it look real in that sense, because that's ultimately what you want to do. What the hell?
These blind mice.
They're so annoying.
And then after the match, we see MVP and Shelton Benjamin come out.
Oh yeah, that was pretty random. Not necessarily, shocking. That's a better word to use than random, because like, how else do you start getting a wrestling story off the ground besides just like two guys being like, hey, let's fight?
Right. And I think commentary had mentioned how Shelton was like 1 win away or something, the Continental Classic last year.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool that they talked about that and why he would be the next contender, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of put some relative. So yeah, I think that was really cool, because like I don't think anyone was expecting Shelton Benjamin to come out, especially because it's been a while since we've seen the Hurt Syndicate, which I know Bobby's heard. So it's cool that they're giving something for Shelton to do.
Yeah, because you never know with the Hurt Syndicate, especially their time in AEW has been not necessarily tumultuous, because they're on TV, they're winning matches, you know, like what more can you ask for? But as far as just like the rumor mill and everything, you can get the egg now.
Yeah, I'm going back to Donkey. I wanted to stop time because we're bats.
You're good. With what was I saying? What was I saying?
Shelton Benjamin, tumultuous.
Oh yeah, with like all the rumors going around, like because you see like the Hurt Syndicate they don't want to put anybody over, and like they only want to work with certain people, and like so a lot of like that behavior, you assume that it's gonna lead to a lack of TV time, but they've been getting nothing but seemingly.
TV time. Yeah.
Yeah, because like that's ultimately what you want, and if there's issues behind the scenes, you don't want to reward that kind of behavior with like more money, because that's how you get paid as a wrestler, is like you get time on TV, you get exposure, you get the ability to like market yourself more than, oh my god, than someone who isn't on television. So it's kind of weird because like you hear like the rumor and the innuendo and how like, oh my god, like they're not good to work with, like nobody likes working with them. Hit the other one. Okay.
I need that apple.
But then you see, god damn it. Well, then you see that they get TV time, so that's all I'm trying to say is like, what's going on with the Hurt Syndicate? Like, do people like them? Do people not like them? Because they're not champions anymore, but they're still getting like that TV time.
Yeah.
And like maybe they're just like, hey, you know, like you can either play ball and like maybe lose sometimes, or we could just like not have you on television anymore.
Yeah.
Which I feel like kind of gets the better of Tony, because he is like ultimately a fan at the end of the day, and if you're a fan, then like it leads you to like being taken advantage of, because they're just like, hey, you know, we're cool, but we don't want to lose.
Right.
And Tony just has to like put his foot down and be like, hey, no, like, yeah, like I'm your boss. You know?
Exactly.
But it's good. Like there is some story there. Like Shelton was in the Continental Classic last year, and like we're not expecting John to lose anytime soon. But it's a nice little match, and I don't think I've never seen John and Shelton fight each other, so I'm excited.
It's very interesting, yeah, for sure. And then next we got the triangle. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I just briefly wanted to mention they added a new rule to the Continental Classic, the eliminator matches, because usually you just you have to win to get the title shot, and it's like eliminator matches are kind of like previews of title matches where you can like build up a baby face by like having them win an eliminator match, so they have like a win over the champ leading into a title match. So in the Continental Classic matches specifically, because there is a 20-minute time limit and they are doing Continental rules, if you gotta donkey kick this, if they draw, because there's a 20-minute time limit, and if they lose, if the time is reached, it's a draw. But the challenger, it's essentially a win for the challenger, so it adds another layer of stakes to whoever the champion is, which I thought was really cool.
Definitely.
Okay, cool. Next we have a promo segment from the Triangle of Madness. This is me. They really set they're setting their sights on Chris Statlander, which is another little women's title feud, which I'm happy for Tekla, you know, because she's been kind of hovering around the main event women's title scene for a little bit, but she just hasn't had any like actual title matches, because she's not gonna. They don't want to bring her in to lose to Mercedes, because then she like loses all of her momentum almost immediately. And then Chris just won her titles, so it's a good like first feud, because she's got like the group who can get like beat up on her behalf, but then Tekla and Chris don't really interact until the pay-per-view.
Well, and now, not
Wow.
to jump ahead, but we have Willow coming into play now too. And maybe we'll see tag team Sisters of Sin go against Willow and Harley, and then ultimately, we can this will kind of lead into the main event, but with Chris and Willow as well reuniting. So that should be interesting to see how like Tekla plays into that, and the sisters, like there's 3 entities in the Death Triangle, or what?
Triangle of Madness.
Yeah, so it should be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, I wish they would have, like, since we're talking about it, I wish they would have done a little bit more as far as like Chris needing to earn the trust of Willow after like everything that they've been through, but and I feel like the Tekla feud could have been a good like catalyst for it, like Tekla's got the Sisters of Sin, but Chris doesn't really have anybody, and then it kind of leads to like the reunion with Willow, and Harley's already there, so, and they have their history as well, Harley and Chris, so god damn it, I hate that I can only get hit one time when it's over, but it's nice. I wasn't really thinking about the implications towards like Willow, or towards the feud with Tekla, and like what Willow and even Harley could mean to that, but it's good, it's good to have backup, but I feel like a lot of the tension is gone, because like a lot of the tension in the story, as far from the baby face's perspective, would be like the fact that there's only one of Chris and there's 3 of the sisters, and like, oh my god, like who's gonna help her? And
yeah,
I don't know, I feel like I'm just talking in circles, but in a way I'm glad, but in another way I'm just kind of like, there's a way to like do this on television and to a point where like it's gratifying to the audience. And I'm not saying that the moment that they had at the end where they like hugged wasn't gratifying, but just imagine if it was like, like we worked 2 years for this, and like Chris is in danger, but then like Willow's music hits and she like runs down, and like Harley goes to help, but like god damn it, so like Harley goes to help, but Willow's still hesitant, and like Harley goes down there and she's getting beat up too, and like, oh my god, like what are they gonna do to, like one of them's like holding Chris back, and the other 2 are like beating up Harley, kind of like the Blood and Guts match ended with Tony and Mina, but and then Willow's music hits and she runs down, and then they have like the big emotional payoff, but I guess like, to each their own, and I don't want to like,
I could be so off about it too, maybe, I don't know, but I feel like it's gonna come into play with that reuniting of Willow and Chris.
Yeah,
at least if it results in a Sisters of Sin challenging again for the belts.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, it's still really soon. It's really early on in the lineage of the tag team belts, so like we don't know whether or not, we don't know if we want like long title reigns, or if we want just to kind of like keep like hot potatoing them back and forth between like these teams, like but yeah, definitely the tag titles can come into play, but like I don't know, it's just the story feels a little like it feels a little crowded, I guess, because it's not just a feud between, oh my god, hell yeah, it's not just a feud between Willow and Tekla, it's Willow, Tekla, Harley, the TBS title, the tag titles, the world title. Like your entire women's division is gonna be compressed into this one feud, so it doesn't leave a lot of things to do for anyone else.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic. There are ways I feel like they could have done it better, but I'm happy that we got to where we are, and like we tied up that loose end, because like I don't know if you remember, like last year, like they were feuding, Chris and Willow, and we're just like, okay, so they're angry at each other, and then they're friends again, and then they're angry at each other again. And then, like, is she gonna join the Death Riders? Because, like, Yuta started, like, whispering into her ear, and then, like, she started becoming successful because of Yuta's influence. So we're just like, oh my god, like, where's the story going? And they just kind of, like, dropped it all after she won the belt. So, anyway. The next segment, unfortunately, I say unfortunately because it involved having to write off Luchasaurus. Apparently, he came out like in a sling, and like during like Jungle Boy's match against Ricochet, and I assumed it was like a kayfabe thing, like maybe they had a match and like it's not a real injury, but they're for more like emotion in the feud, they beat up on Luchasaurus, but the feud is between Jungle Boy and Ricochet. But apparently,
so that was the match, was Jungle Jack Perry versus Ricochet.
Yeah.
And they had the Gates of Agony out there, Toa, Leona, and Bishop Khan. I've really tried hard to remember their names. So I felt the need to say them.
Yeah.
For the national championship, where Ricochet is the champion. I didn't I saw Luchasaurus come out in the sling, and he like didn't appear to be majorly hurt, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I guess that ending where Toa was throwing the barricade on Luchasaurus, just fucking slamming it on him. I guess that was their way of writing off.
Yeah, and I assumed it was for the story, you know, because I mean the guy with the group, there's more tension, like kind of with the Triangle of Madness and the Chris Statlander thing. Like there's more tension if the good guy doesn't have any backup, and like it's kind of like a story that they've been telling for a while now in AEW. But I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because they did it with Hangman. Like he doesn't have anybody, and then he did have people, and then he won. So I guess it depends on how like each story differs from the last.
Yeah, well, I guess it's going to be interesting with Jungle Jack Perry reuniting with Luchasaurus. Like, what are they going to do now with Jack Perry? Is he going to, I guess, stay Jungle? I mean, he's going to stay Jungle Jack Perry, but I guess he'll have more singles matches, which I guess is good in a sense. He just won't have Luchasaurus by his side. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Gotta run behind him, pick up all his jewels.
Yeah, so Ricochet retains the national championship, which I'm happy. I'm glad that Ricochet is getting his flowers in a way, like, because he does put in a lot of hard work. He's a great character. He's been a great asset.
Oh my god.
Oh no, Shrek, no. So yeah, and Jack Perry got this match because he pinned Ricochet at World's End.
Oh yeah, they had another money match. I guess with the Demand.
Yeah. So do you think that this will kind of be the end of that feud, or do you think that Jack Perry's gonna come back after Ricochet because of what they did?
I feel like the feud's gonna continue for a bit at least, because like it's something that they have a belt, something they can fight over. And I don't know. It's something for each of them to do, you know, because you'd hate for them to drop the whole story because of one injury and like. But it's just a tough break, you know, because Luchasaurus was out for a while last year because of some injuries that he picked up wrestling with Christian and the patriarchy and all that. And then Jungle Boy, I guess he picked up an injury. So he was gone for a while. And like all the CM Punk drama that happened with Jungle Jack, and like how long it took him to get back into the good graces of the company, and like now he's back, and they brought Luchasaurus back, and like, hey, you know, like maybe it's not where we would have wanted to be, like after all the drama unfolded, like it's like in our career, but you know, it's better than nothing. Like, at least they're trying to put more effort into the tag team division, and then stuff like that happens. So they transition Jack into a singles feud. But you know, you got to do what you got to do. It's just a tough break, you know. Because like you see it happen all the time with a lot of the AEW originals that people like with when we first started watching, I was just like, oh my god, you gotta watch like Kenny wrestle. Kenny's the best. Like Kenny's done so much hard work like trying to get AEW to where it is now, but like he's just injured all the time now, so like you don't really get the experience that someone who's been watching from the beginning does.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But that's the good thing about having such a huge roster is like you can kind of like rotate people out as they get hurt.
Yeah.
Which I mean that also goes can say something about the style in AEW and like whether or not people should try and be a little bit more careful with each other, so like people don't get hurt and like everybody gets a chance to make money.
Next up, we get a Death Riders promo. And this is where Wheeler calls out Darby.
Oh, I can't hear. What'd you say?
Oh, I said this is where Wheeler calls out Darby.
Oh, this is where Wheeler calls out Darby. Yeah, okay. So yeah,
and then John talks about Shelton.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the Death Riders against the world. Like, if anybody has a problem, they're ready to fight.
Yeah, it's so weird because like John himself is a good guy now, but like Claudio and them, they wrestled as heels in the most in the opening match, so it's just kind of like a weird, and not weird, but like an interesting dynamic between the Death Riders right now, because like, so yeah, I wonder if when Pat gets back, if they're gonna pull the trigger on the betrayal, on the turn, because I always assumed it'd be Claudio that that would be the new leader, considering they fought in the Continental Classic and Claudio beat John like clean, you know, and like no outside interference, blah blah blah, and then they put him over on commentary. Like Brian was just like, I could never beat John Moxley, so that's why he was our leader, and then Claudio did. So I wonder if there's just gonna be like a power struggle at the top, like between Pat, Claudio, and John.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
we got the hype Harley and Willow promo for their for Willow's match that we see for the main event, which was really cute. And then right after that, we got another MJF. Like, one thing about MJF being a champion is he gonna talk. He's gonna be like the center of everything. So we got another one. He's not worried about everyone.
He says he's not worried about everyone.
Yeah, he talks about Bandito, how he's not scared. He's like, whatever. He's like, you got that one ring, I got 6. I thought that was really funny. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, it made me think, like, do they just, like, give him a new ring every time? Because I always just assumed, like, he'd just get to keep it, you know, if he wanted.
Like one ring. Yeah.
But they present him with a new ring every year.
That's so funny.
I think I would have appreciated Max coming out with like an infinity gauntlet of like rings. It would have been pretty cool.
That would have been funny.
Speaking of which, we were watching like the first Dynamite Battle Royal or whatever, and I don't know if you remember, the ring looks completely different to what it looks like now. Like, it looks cheaper, I guess, because like it was a little ways after that they added like the girth to it, made it thicker. Yeah, just like made it thicker.
They can afford the metal.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So yeah, Bandito essentially came out to remind Max, like, hey, we have a match. I'm gonna kick your ass, you know. It was right before the main event, which was Willow versus Mercedes for the TBS Championship.
Yeah.
Without going into too much with spoiler territory, Willow did win. You should definitely go out of your way to watch the match if you can.
It was really good.
It was really good. I like that AEW remembered that women can main event shows as well.
Definitely.
Maybe one day we'll get a pay-per-view main evented by the women. That's not like pandemic era. I vaguely maybe remember women main eventing pay-per-view during the pandemic era, but it might be like a special episode of Dynamite or something. Because at the very least, like, say what you will about WWE, they at least have the fact that women have main evented WrestleMania, period. Like, none of this like night 1, night 2 bullshit. Like, the last WWE WrestleMania that was featured on one night was main evented by Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda Rousey, but a lot of it had to do with the fact that it was Ronda Rousey and she was bringing more like outside attention to WWE.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, Willow won. I don't think I wasn't expecting it at all. I'm really happy it happened. Again, another downfall of Mercedes, basically.
Yeah, it's crazy because you could see them all celebrating in the ring, and then like right before the show went off air, there was like a brief little glimpse of Mercedes like on the ground, just like having an existential crisis.
Yeah, and like Willow and had all of her friends come out. We saw Jet Speed, Orange Cassidy, and then eventually, like we said earlier, Chris comes out and they have their reconciliation, which I thought was just really cute. And like, what a good moment for Willow. I feel like she's just consistent, you know? She's such a good, positive person, and I just love Willow. I love it, and I'm so glad that she won. And it was a cute spot to have all of her friends out there.
That's a nice little parallel, I guess, to Mercedes, you know, because she's got the she's got the people that hold her belts, but she doesn't really have anybody outside of Athena.
Yeah.
And you could argue that even that's just like a sort of like convenience, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And it was kind of like this being like the last Dynamite of the year is kind of like setting off 2026 for Willow being champion. It's like a new era of the women's division. Even though it's just the TBS championship, but still, I'm really happy she won.
Yeah, and I'm hopeful that instead of just giving people more belts, they make the belts that they do have. Can you come up here? They make They make the belts that they do have more important, I guess. So like, even though the women just have the TBS and the TNT, that's like a 1 and a 1A situation, as opposed to like the men's division where they have like they have the world title and then like 3 or 4 different mid-card titles, but we don't know which one is like a secondary, like the number 2, kind of like the intercontinental title in WWE used to be like the signifier for like, this guy's not WWE championship material yet, but maybe in the next like year or so he's gonna win it.
I can't make it up there.
Okay. So, thoughts overall on the show?
I thought it was a really good end to the year. Nice. There were some points that we didn't get to see, like with Kyle, Okada, Takeshita. But I felt like overall they did a good follow-up to World's End. Do we need to go to this exit?
No, because we don't have everything that we need yet.
Okay. Oh, I see 7.
Yeah, we
6
need.
out of 7.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. I guess I could say more or less the same thing. I guess with Wrestle Kingdom coming like literally like a couple days after the Dynamite, I guess Okada and Takeshita and everybody was busy getting ready for that show, but they could have had like Don Callis cut like a video promo, or like Kyle or somebody, just kind of giving us some sort of context, because like ultimately I feel like that was one of the bigger things to come out of the pay-per-view was the fallout from, because like Okada lost the Continental Classic, and like, why are we not making a bigger deal about that?
Right.
Because if Okada doesn't care, then why should we? Like Don doesn't care, like Kyle doesn't care. Like, what does this mean for Kyle if Don is just like, if Okada is his favorite, that doesn't leave room for anybody outside of Okada.
Yeah. So yeah, overall a good Dynamite to end 2025.
Yeah, I'm excited for 2026, and there's a lot of things to look forward to, I guess. There's not there's not a lot of like tension as far as like, okay, like what are we gonna do now? We're just kind of letting stuff play out, I guess, because like I had a couple questions, but I can save those for the end, because I do have some things to say. But we should continue. We should start our Collision review.
Yeah, January 3rd.
So this is officially the first AEW show of the new year. They're at the Esports Arena, which I always thought looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what kind of esports they have there. If it's like a Overwatch sort of deal, or if they play like collegiate or anything like that.
Yeah, and apparently they have a residency there. So
the residency in like Philadelphia that they did, so they're gonna be there for a couple weeks,
which is cool.
Yeah.
So first match we had opening the show was El Clone versus Angelico.
It's good to see Angelico as a fan of OG AEW like 2019. Him and Jack Evans as the hybrid 2 were definitely a favorite of mine because they were just really cool. Jack Evans, they're both like 25 year like veterans, and it was good to have them have their little spot in AEW. It kind of sucks that they kind of were forgotten about as more established tag teams came in, like FTR and like the Best Friends kind of fell down the card. The Hybrid 2, like Sunny Kiss and like Joey Janela were like a big tag team back then too, because they had a pretty like interesting story going in. But all in all that to say, it's good to see Angelico. I guess he's doing stuff in like Japan and Mexico.
And this was the first match of El Clone that we've seen, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. Because another talking point that I had as this match was going on is why not have someone else play hologram? Because they went into I guess maybe holograms coming back soon, because they're reminding people that the clone is still around. He's a part of the Don Callis family, and they were like it. I mentioned it to you when we were watching. It kind of calls back to old Lucha Libre storylines where they would have like evil versions of good characters, like Pentagon was the bad version of Octagon and stuff like that. But yeah, if Hologram was injured not long after they introduced the clone, then why not have another person play Hologram, I guess. Because it's not like El Clone has a bunch of like crazy like tattoos and stuff, so somebody like that is harder to replace, I guess, than Hologram, because he doesn't, as far as I'm aware, he doesn't have any tattoos.
No, I don't think so either.
Oh god. So yeah, I guess Hologram is on his way back, so they're building up the clone for him.
Yeah.
And there was actually a lot of like Lucha Libre stuff on this most recent episode of Collision, and I want to say, yeah.
I was just gonna say, do you think it was because they were in Texas?
Yeah, I was thinking that Texas and like a lot of like Lucha Libre stars. I feel like they bring them out in California as well. So yeah, he fought Angelico, and then after the match, Serpentico came in, and like instead of just checking on Kyle or on Angelico, he like pushed El Clone out of the way, so of course like he's gonna be angry and attack you as soon as your back is turned. So that happened. It brought out Commander who apparently also has a match later tonight, so you know that because one interfered in one match and the other's got to interfere in the other.
Well, I had thought, I was like, oh, maybe this is just going to be Clone's next opponent.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think like, oh, he's going to interrupt.
Well, they announced the match between Commander and Hechicero, like as the match was going on, or like as the show was going on. And it's just kind of like a wrestling trope. Like they didn't like explicitly like say like, oh my god, I wonder if because Commander's coming out now, I wonder if El Clone's gonna interfere in his match later on tonight. Which is kind of a trope, I guess, in wrestling.
Yeah.
It's like if one person comes and interferes in your match, then you can expect the person who got screwed over is gonna have their comeuppance. Not necessarily in the same show, but maybe like the next week as they like continue, like progress the story.
Yeah. I think they demonstrated Clone well. I made notes that I thought that his C was too big. It was so big on his outfit, but he looked good. It was just a nice, fun, flashy match. Lots of heel activity, attacking Serpentico. So I think it made Clone look really good.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Hologram back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of cool that like he the little H or whatever that Hologram usually does, he like turns it to the side and it's like,
yeah,
it's a C for Clone.
Yeah, it was
like,
really
oh my god. So yeah, good lucha things.
good lucha things.
I'm surprised that Tony and Mina were on an episode of Collision, but maybe I shouldn't be. Because like you just automatically assume that Collision's the Beast show, and a star like Tony could really bring some more eyes to Collision, like if it's usually just like a lower viewed show, you know. So it's good that we got them against Hyan and Maya World. I don't know if you remember that whole ordeal with Tegan Knox and that other women's wrestler where they basically walked out on AEW.
Yeah, I remember. And they came in and fought.
Yeah, they fought, and then like they're really getting the glaze from AEW. It's a little crazy how like it's like, oh my god, these guys stepped up, and like when you really want to seize an opportunity, these two like really seize their opportunity, and now they're making waves here in the AEW Women's Tag Division.
Well, and I think too they had the match because they're Texas natives.
One of them is from Dallas, and Hyan studied at the University of Houston. So they're both like really big in the indie scene in Texas. I didn't really have much outside of the fact that they were Texas natives. It is good that they're having more women's tag team matches. I do like that a lot. They're actually giving some attention to the women's tag belts. And that's also apparent in the next match, Marina Shafir and...
Well, hold on, back up. You skipped Jon Moxley's promo.
What?
Before Tony Storm's match. John came out, reflected on the Continental Classic and how he wasn't the expected winner. And then he talked about Shelton and how he respects because he's done his dues. He's got a high price tag and basically says, like, you know, you're going to have to do a lot more to hurt me than just hurt me. So that was before Tony and Mina's tag team match.
Okay.
And then now you can go into it.
Okay. Thank you for correcting me.
You're welcome.
So after Tony and Marina's match, Marina's music hit as they were leaving the arena. and it was just interesting to see because they're actually a lot of the stories going into like the women's tag division are so interconnected, I guess. And it's not just like, okay, so these people live in women's tag division land, and these women are in the singles division, so they're not gonna interact with any of like the tag team division. The Mega Problems had a jobber match against Roche, Chanel, and London Dior. This was a much shorter match than Mina and Tony's match. I guess they're trying to build up Marina and Megan as not necessarily number one contenders, but they're always there, you know, as a unit. They're always like lurking in the background, and they just one of those teams that they can always look to for like, okay, we need challengers for this pay-per-view cycle, so Marina and Megan get in there. And then maybe they win, maybe they lose, but they're always gonna have the credibility, you know. Okay, so we talked about the women's tag division. Next, we're going to move on to the segment where Commander wrestles Hechicero, and the winner looks to challenge. What was it? Mark Briscoe for the TNT Championship. There wasn't a TNT Championship match on the actual World's End card. I guess they didn't want to make the show 5.5 hours long, so they stuck with 5 hours. It's another good lucha things. Hechicero catches Commander and like kills him on the outside with those barricades. Apparently those barricades are not the dynamite barricades with like the cushion in them. They're just hard, like the cheap metal barricades that people use. Oh god.
Yeah, and Tony Schiavone made the comment of don't give up, like that the fans were cheering, but they were actually cheering Commander. I thought that was funny. They had a lot of interesting holds in this match too. It was a lot of technical wrestling, I guess, mixed with the high-flying luchador.
Yeah, because that's usually what you expect to see when you watch Lucha Libre. It's like the high-flying, like flippy stuff. But I like how this match was able to build to it, and it's more technical than people originally are led to believe. When somebody like Claudio fights a luchador, and they're a good like base. They can throw somebody into the air, and they can do like triple flippy dips, and come in with like a arm bar or something.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're supposed to do here.
I know, it's harder than it looks.
I mean, other than just like
Smush them. I was smushing them and picking them up when they were stunned. But the smush doesn't work all the time. Like there's like a cooldown or something.
Just gotta smush him. No.
But yeah, and this is, as we aforementioned, when Clone comes out and throws Commander when he's standing on the side of the ropes. And low-key, I do hope that Commander fights El Clone. I think that would be a really good match. I'm low-key excited for that.
Yeah, everyone at least in this collision that we watched is pretty solid. Like we've watched them consistently over the last like year, and like you're able to get invested in their matches to an extent, you know, because like I don't think Commander's not going to wrestle Max for the world title anytime soon, but
I forgot how good Commander is because it's been a while because he's been on Ring of Honor. It's been a while since I have seen him wrestle, and I'm like, holy shit, this guy is like talented as fuck.
Yeah.
You know? So it's pretty cool. So yeah, and then after that we got the cute little I love this shit Acclaimed promo with summarizing everything that Tony Khan has been making them do, like say the 3 nice things and do the little scavenger hunt, like all the little missions to show them teamwork.
Yeah, team building exercises.
Yeah, and they're like, we're not partners, you know, and they just kept being adamant about it. I think that this is a really good use of the Acclaimed right now. It's just taking the time to bring them back together, and I think in combination with what they're doing on social media with all the little skits of The Office and things, I just think it's a nice another layer of wrestling. Like, it doesn't all have to be, oh man, fuck this guy, like I want to beat him up. It's just like another character development way to do things, and I ate this shit up. I loved it. It was so funny.
Good, yeah. I mean, I feel like eventually they're gonna have to pull the trigger on that, but yeah. It's been a good, because we were talking about the pay-per-views in like 2025. What's his name? I want to call him Angelo Dawkins, but that's not him. Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. Anthony Bowens, like, he answered Max's open challenge back in like March of last year. They've been spending the last like year getting these guys back together, and I don't want to sound impatient or anything when I say let's get on with it. I think it'd be nice to see like the Acclaimed get another title run under their belt as they make their way back together. You know, the tag titles are kind of held up by FTR right now, and I don't know if they'll lose them anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I guess I got to keep that plate spinning.
For sure.
They had another promo segment here with Eddie Kingston and Ortiz. They're gonna have another tag team in the division, I guess. Since I mean, Eddie's been kind of doing stuff here and there in the singles division, but he might not challenge for a belt anytime soon. Yeah, and that's kind of sucks coming back from injury. You know, stories have just been going on for a while, and it's kind of hard to like slot you in somewhere. It's good. It's a nice little like first feud for Eddie now that he's back, and Ortiz can have his back.
Yeah, because they spun it of like just when you thought he had no friends left kind of thing, and then Ortiz comes out. They really leaned into the babyface Eddie really hard, with Eddie talking about the like happy birthdays in the audience. It was really cute.
Protect Cinderella. She's almost dead.
Sorry, I was looking at my notes.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like I don't know, because I hate to like just like narrow somebody's like roll down to just like being a baby face or being a heel, but like you can tell that Eddie's loved, you know. And
yeah, well, I say that because like they're theoretically going up against the heel grizzled young veterans, and I don't think I've ever seen Eddie beat this babyface. So that's the only reason I mentioned it.
Yeah. To me, it's just like more Eddie. You know, like you really don't get much of the Eddie with those in the Punk feud. You know, just like I never really liked being like truthful about, I guess, his experiences with the person outside of like the show. It's just like, hey, it's me, Eddie Kingston, I'm back. And it has been like a really long time since he's been around, so I feel like they gotta do a little bit more to convince critics who are just like, you know, he's fat, he's out of shape, he can't wrestle, you know, he doesn't fit the image of certain people would consider a professional wrestler, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh no, is she dead? Fuck!
Yeah, so like they really built up Ortiz and like how he's gonna have Eddie's back, which is really cute. I like the line Ortiz said, Eddie's really good at yapping, whatever, and that he's good at breaking breaking necks, basically.
Yeah.
And how Eddie really wanted to quit at least 8 times since he's been back, but Ortiz will keep him going. It was just a really good promo. I thought it was funny how he was roasting Tony with the mic and saying, man, Ric Flair must have hated you. So yeah, their first feud's gonna be the Grizzled Young Veterans.
It is good because they really haven't done much since coming to AEW.
Yeah.
But I guess if they're supposedly putting such an emphasis on the tags division, it's good to have 2 extra teams. Because the tag division nowadays, it seems like it's FTR or the Young Bucks, and then like anybody who isn't the FTR or the Young Bucks, who cares? There are like stories there, but a lot of the times it's up to AEW to make us care, and they haven't really done that. I did like the match at the paper with the Guns and FTR. Oh god,
we might have to stop talking through this point.
No, we're good. The Guns had a good showing at the pay-per-view, but it was pretty obvious that they weren't gonna win. But they're really good about building up just the 2 of us, but like we've got enough fight for Jay and for Colton, and like we're gonna fight our hearts out, and like show you how the smoke and mirrors of the Chicago street fight with like the weapon spots and everything. But I don't know, I think they did a really good job of like convincing us that maybe they'll win. The story was there, you know, because the fans were excited to see Juice back. Like they love like Colton, like the whole like ass voice thing was popular a couple years ago. It's good to see that they're putting effort into like other tag teams. And I don't know if I would want to see Eddie particularly in a tag feud on his return, but it's either that or do nothing. So
yeah,
let's just get Ortiz out, dust him off. Where's he been? 'Cause I don't think he's been hurt. They just haven't had anything for him.
Right. So it's nice. Yeah, he's coming back to help Eddie for sure. Next up, Big Bill and Brian Keith they had a promo for the Jet Speed match, which is the next match. Jet Speed versus Big Bill and Brian Keith. Brian Keith basically said he had a bounty for Jet Speed, which is cute because it plays into the bounty hunter gimmick.
Yeah, apparently they mentioned on commentary that it was the Don Callis family that put the bounty on Jet Speed. So it's, I mean, ultimately, like in wrestling, a lot of the times you don't need much else than that. You know, like these guys told me that they'll give me $10,000 if we beat you up, so we're gonna go beat you up.
Yeah. I called it the pants match because Brian Keith had shiny pants, his new shiny pants, and then Speedball had his pants back, his shorts. I thought that was cute.
Yeah, like for those of you who don't know the context, last episode of Collision or Dynamite, Speedball wrestled a match in Kevin Knight's gear. So
it was a World's End.
Was it a World's End?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. But yeah, it was just a funny little callback. Protect Cinderella. Protect Cinderella. Protect Cinderella. Protect Cinderella. Cinderella's up here. Protect Cinderella.
I'm throwing apples. I'm dead.
Oh no.
Because I got attacked by other people when I was trying to throw apples at Cinderella.
I'm throwing apples.
For this match, I really expected Brian and Big Bill to win. Because they also, I think, were I think Brian's maybe Texas native. It was a good match. I felt like Brian and like they beat him up pretty well. But in the end, Jet Speed won. Yeah,
they did a really good job of heating up Big Bill and Brian Keith because they hadn't been around for a while. Like ever since Jericho was just like, I can't do this anymore. Well, you guys need to do it on your own. They have maybe a couple matches since then, but otherwise they've been off of TV.
Yeah.
which kind of sucks. It's like a consequence of being in a faction with someone like Jericho. Is like when the group splits up, the only person who got over was Jericho. So,
Right.
so they're the only ones getting TV time after everything goes down. It was good to see that they're back.
Maybe we'll see more bounty hunting for the Don Callis family.
Maybe. It just seems like, yeah, without like explicitly joining the group.
Yeah.
I guess it might
Or
just be like,
give me money.
you don't really need a storyline explanation for everything, but it's just when you do have it, it's appreciated, I guess. And it's good to see like Big Bill and Brian Keith. They haven't been on television in a while, or maybe like we just haven't been watching Collision, and they've been on Collision, but we just haven't seen it. We're gonna try and make it a point. That's another part of the show, you know, is we're trying to make it a point to watch weekly when it happens, so we don't fall behind and stuff like this happens.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Collision's not gonna have a lot of like storyline development outside of pre and post match like promos, but it is gonna have a lot of really good wrestling. I'm excited about that, at least with like the Lucha stuff and the Don Callis family and like the hologram coming back. It gives Collision its own identity, which is kind of like what it was meant to be at the beginning. Yeah, it was meant to be like, if you like Southern wrestling, like you watch Collision, and if you want like the more mainstream like melodrama, you would go for like Dynamite. But it's both AEW.
For sure.
God. Okay. No.
I died. Just you. So yeah, not much really to say about that match other than they lost.
Yeah, I did like how yeah, they did a really good job of heating up Bill, because they had like a hot tag segment, and then in the middle of the hot tag segment they got cut off, so they had even more heat while like Speedball came in, and like they did. Oh god, do we get it?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No. Did we get it? It didn't start us at the beginning again.
Well, I guess we got it.
All
Fuck
right.
it. I don't care. We're done. Yeah, talk to a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy that said Jet Speed had a bounty, and then I said I know a guy, and then they fought. See, sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah.
We got some more pages of notes. All right.
Then we got our
segment.
promos. Grizzled Young Veterans follow up on the Eddie and Ortiz segment. They see through all the BS, basically, of them being the nice guys. They call them New York street rats. And they make their name at their expense. So basically just saying that they're going to beat their ass.
Yeah.
And they see through the bullshit. And then we get another flashback with Swerve, Hangman Joe, and the MJF title disputes, and then another promo for the Lights Out match. Which, I mean, arguably, like with the Headhunters, you're gonna promo the crap out of that.
Yeah, like if you don't have, like, and maybe you miss Dynamite. People aren't like tech savvy like we are, I guess, and can Google like where to watch like a certain episode of a television show. I'll catch Collision, and then Collision gives you like little bitty recaps of everything that happened during the week. They're promoting shows in Australia. There's gonna be a Grand Slam in Australia again, which
Exciting.
yeah, I'm happy that the other one worked out and they feel the need to go back. I remember when the first show was coming up. Now a lot of tickets have moved, and they weren't doing a lot to what the heck. So yeah, not a lot of promo. They didn't move a lot of tickets up until like then it ended up being like a really good show. So I'm hoping that they learn from their mistakes last time and just kind of they promote it well enough, get the hype out, and can get the numbers, I guess, because like that's all ultimately people care about is the numbers, like how many tickets sold, people are coming in to see the show, like the ratings and blah blah blah. So I'm excited to see what they're gonna do for the next Australia show. The next segment, washboard ads. Hold on, I'm trying to talk about wrestling.
Next, we had Shelton Benjamin versus Dante Martin. Scorpio Sky and Bobby Lashley are both hurt. So
yeah, and it sucks. Yeah, like in the same vein as like Angelico, you know, your AEW originals that you liked. Oh no.
Was that you or me?
I don't know. I'm Blue. That's you. Oh, this is me. I'll turn you into applesauce. Ole. That's you. Get it, baby. Oh, fuck yeah.
What?
Are you donkey now?
Pressing the wrong button. Because I'm on an Xbox controller where there is a square and a... Okay, I'm just going to hit buttons. Fuck that.
Why? BB.
I survived.
So
yeah, this was Meat versus High Flyer.
Meat. Yeah, it's interesting because watching Shelton in 2004, he was like, WWE is the land of the giants, right? So everybody's gonna be like 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". Oh no.
Sorry, I missed the fact that it was mine.
It's okay.
How many? We have to kill him, I guess.
I hope not.
Pretty sure we do.
So Shelton's never been like the biggest guy, at least if all you've seen of him is his WWE work. But like, you know, he's big, he's strong, and compared to wrestling someone like Dante, it really makes him look powerful, you know, even though he is like on the older side compared to Dante. And Dante makes a good ragdoll.
Very much so.
He ragdolls really well.
Yeah, I mean, he threw him off the fucking side of the ropes and hit the guardrail and played it off that his ribs were broken or something.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm getting like impatient as a wrestling fan, or if they just like overdo the trope of like the fake injury. But I'm like, I see him get hurt, and then like the doctor runs over, and I'm just like, oh my god, come on.
Yeah, like we do not like. I even said it.
Like, we do not care.
Like, his ribs were nowhere near that guardrail. Like, make it something like his wrist or something, because his hands hit, like he grabbed the guardrail, but like he did it so low in his chest. I'm like, this is not believable.
Yeah.
And then MVP was like, be smart, take the count out, which was kind of dumb. I don't know.
It was dumb, but knowing that they did that in the commercial break, you know, it didn't like break the flow of the match if you were watching just like the regular broadcast. And then it got awkward not watching the television broadcast, because even though we had just seen what happened, they recapped it after they came back from commercials. So it's just like a whole
it was awkward.
It was a very awkward, like, at that point I feel like it wrecked the flow of the match. And the fact that Scorpio got injured or like wasn't medically cleared to wrestle, it makes me wonder if it's something like neurological, you know, concussion wise, like maybe he's gotten too many concussions and like he can't wrestle, or maybe he's just like getting up there in age and he just keeps tweaking stuff.
Yeah, and Dante, in response, I guess, after commercial break came back, he was like, "My mama didn't raise a bitch, did yours?" That was really funny. I was like, "Oh, their one curse word on the show, they gotta use it."
Yeah, it's interesting because like WWE was a PG product for so long, and going to watch AEW, and you're like, oh, they said bitch.
They said bitch.
They said a swear.
Yeah. And on the Scorpio Sky front too, MVP even mentioned like, he found out he was wrestling Shelton Benjamin and he didn't want to wrestle. He's faking the injury. Yeah. So I'm curious to see, like, because apparently he was set up for that match. So like you said, something like maybe a concussion or something didn't clear him.
Yeah, I remember MVP had a line. He's like, I thought it was kind of funny because he cut a promo right after Shelton won his match, and it was a little rambly for my taste as far as MVP's promo. And then he's just like, "This is Shelton Benjamin," and then like a couple minutes later, he's like, "This is Shelton Benjamin. You are not Shelton Benjamin, so you will not win your match."
Talking about John Moxley, right?
Yeah. He was addressing John, but it was funny that he was just like, "This is Shelton Benjamin, and because you are not Shelton Benjamin, you will not win your match."
Yeah, he's like, "We just want to make money. Like, we don't care about everything." But I did think it was nice because he did show respect to John in a sense, like John showed respect to Shelton. So it was.
Yeah, those are usually like the best kinds of promos. Is like you never want to bury the person that you're fighting. You want to put them over and make them look good, because when you beat them, that makes you look even better than the person that you're saying is like one of the best in the world. So like obviously MVP did his job. I don't know who's gonna win, honestly, because like Shelton could theoretically win the eliminator match, but not necessarily win the title match, because an eliminator match is just like, it's essentially a number one contenders match.
Right. So this could be back to what you were saying about letting them win and then losing the
You're tiny.
What's up?
Your VTuber freaked out. I don't know what you were doing, but it went all tiny.
Probably not right. Yeah, probably not right. But yeah, what was I saying?
Shelton winning the eliminator match for losing the title match.
Yeah, it'll be a nice like preview because I feel like they can do a lot here.
Yeah.
So should be good.
Right, as the show is coming back from commercial, they ran a little promo between Sammy Guevara and Bandito. Sammy Guevara looks like your uncle after a 2-week excursion to Cuba.
Yeah.
That he decides that he's gonna move to Miami.
I loved it. I thought it was I'm like, what is this gimmick? Because it's just so his little porn stash.
Yeah, his little pube stash.
It was funny. It was really funny.
Yeah, he basically just cut like a typical like, oh, it should have been me. Like, I deserve to be in your spot. And then Bandito, like, being the fighting champion that he is, he's like, all right, you can prove it now. Like, we'll wrestle, I guess this week on Dynamite, and then because he wants the Dynamite diamond ring shot.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to ask. From what I was understanding is this actually going to be a stipulation that if Sammy beats Bandito, he takes the shot? Is that what they're leading into? Like,
I imagine so. Yeah. Oh shit, we need to be Pussy Boots.
So that should be interesting. It was a cute little promo.
Yeah, it's interesting what they're doing with the diamond ring, because it's never been anyone other than Max, so it's giving them a lot of good opportunity. Maybe not necessarily for compelling storytelling, but at least Bandito, he gets to wrestle matches and get more hype built around him for the match against Max. Oh my god, watch out. I gotta kick that with Donkey.
Kick the barrel?
Yeah, there you go. Good job.
And then, was that all you had to say about that promo?
Yeah, it wasn't really long. I just like Sammy's little pube stash and getting to see like I'm a sucker for anybody that wrestled in AEW between 2019 and like 2021. So I'm just like, oh my god, it's Sammy. Oh my god, it's Angelico. Oh my god, it's fucking Brandon Cutler.
Yeah.
You know,
Just very nostalgic.
Yeah. Because like these guys, as more and more people started coming in the company, they really lost their way, I guess. Like, get on the other side.
Yeah, I'll launch
and I'll launch you. I'm gonna launch you.
Why are you launching me? No, I need to launch you.
What do you mean?
Because you need to get up on the...
Be Puss in Boots.
You be Puss in Boots.
How are you gonna slam? Okay, Puss in Boots.
Thank you.
Wow.
What do I do? Triangle?
Yeah, and then you tightrope and then jump up there. Yeah. Oh no.
It's okay. I'll go back. Other way. Other one. Oh my god. Sorry. Oh my god! You be
Slam me.
Hold on. No. I can't do it. What the fuck?
Jumping square. Oh, shit.
I'm trying, sorry.
It's okay. When you come up, yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Wow.
Next up, we get an update. I feel like this show is filled with so many humorous things. But we get an update on Stokely.
Oh, yeah.
And Tony makes an announcement of which he requests total silence, which was really, really fucking funny. And basically, those who mocked him, you're dead to me. He was in the hospital, and they called him Little Lashley. He has $400,000 in medical debt, and asked for donations to help his medical fund. And I even saw like Stokely Foundation signs in the audience, which was really funny.
That is so funny. I wonder if he started like posting shit like that on Twitter and like
maybe, yeah.
You're kind of following up on it on the actual Dynamite.
Yeah, it's really funny though. I thought it was a nice little
kick it.
I'm trying.
Good job.
That was just a little cute little segment to keep him relevant. It was just really funny. So I appreciated that. Nice little touch. Then we got another short little promo of MJF's title win and the Triple B, and another promo for the Lights Out match.
Mm-hmm.
And then that leads us into the main event, which was Wheeler Yuta.
Wheeler and Darby in a singles match. Not much else. Well, I don't want to say not much else needs to be said, but like Darby's been feuding with the Death Riders for the better part of a year now. And then apparently his beef has transitioned from Mox to Pac, which kind of like adds a more another layer of intrigue to the who's the real leader of the Death Riders sort of story. Because you think it's Mox, but I guess him and Darby have settled their beef. I wonder if there's like a mutual respect between the two now.
Yeah, and it was interesting because John was on commentary for this match.
Oh yeah, he was.
So it was really interesting to kind of hear him talk about Darby, and like he was like he's a crazy motherfucker basically. And yeah, it was pretty much what you expect. Two skinny boys. just throwing each other around.
Yeah, we've seen this match like 1,000 times in
Yeah.
AEW now.
Yeah, we did have the spot with Marina as well. How she pulled Darby's feet, because John was on commentary and Marina was ringside.
Oh yeah, we
pulled her feet.
thought it was weird that John came out with Yuta, but then he just kind of disappeared. But then we heard him on commentary, so it made sense after a second.
Yeah. So Marina pulled Darby's feet out from under him. The ref catches it and kicks her out.
It's really funny because you hear John on commentary. It's like, oh man, that guy's gonna want to watch himself in the parking lot,
Yeah.
like implying that
The
he's
ref.
gonna get jumped. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really
And
funny.
then Tony came out because they're during the women's segment of the show. Tony and Mina were leaving their match, like they were going up the ramp, and then Marina's music hits because she comes in through the crowd. And you could see like Tony's reaction. She was just like ready to fight and like was looking for her. And then they cut to Marina really quickly, but then they cut back to Tony and Mina leaving. But I thought it was just like a nice little way to keep the plate spinning, I guess, on their feud.
Definitely.
Because Tony still isn't over what Marina did to her wife in the Blood and Guts match.
Yeah.
They're just gonna feud for a bit now, I guess.
And then at the same time that Tony is coming out and beating up Marina, it cuts the camera and Daniel Garcia tries to interfere with the match as well, which was ultimately not successful in distracting and everything.
Yeah, it kind of stinks. Daniel Garcia, he can't seem to catch a break. When he was TNT champion, he lost it like pretty immediately. He was never on top on like the feud with like FTR when he was like teaming with Nigel, and he just loses a ton. And like you'd think that the Death Riders would be different. He surrounded himself with people like Claudio and Mox who almost always win their matches, but he's there to like take pins for his team. And you gotta feel for him, because there was a lot of speculation about Daniel this time last year, because we weren't sure if like his contract was coming up, and we weren't sure. We're just like, what if he goes to WWE? Like, what's he gonna do there? But after he re-signed with AEW, like, they gave him the TNT title, but they didn't do anything significant with it. So it's just like, man, what does Daniel have to do to get a win around here? Like, whose dick does he have to suck?
For sure.
Because he's already with like one of the most dominant factions of AEW, and like he seemingly can't like buy a win at this point. Like, you can't just be like, look, I'll give you. Oh my god.
I was trying to go around, but I should have known that wouldn't have worked.
It's okay. There's another lever. I was gonna see. What was I saying? So yeah, Daniel. He's just not winning, and like I feel for him. It's like him joining the Death Riders was like a pretty big deal. Like, people were surprised and curious to see where the story goes from there, but it hasn't really gone anywhere since joining. He's just kind of been like another Yuta, where he like takes the pin, or he's just another body. Yeah, eventually if they're gonna be kicking John out, it's good to like introduce him now, but at least have him do something, have him challenge Mark Briscoe a couple more times, have him like team with Pac and win. God forbid he wins a match.
Right. But so Daniel tries to interrupt. Wheeler attempts to Scorpion Deathlock on Darby. And Darby manipulates his way out. And Darby does 2 coffin drops on him and puts him in the Scorpion Deathlock and wins.
Yeah. Yuta pretty much taps immediately. Which is a good and a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because I
How do you
usually
feel?
want. Good.
I was about to say, how do you feel about the Scorpion Death Drop being used as much as it is as a finishing move for Darby now? I don't like it.
I think, yeah, it depends on like who's doing it, you know. Because Darby, for me at least, a lot of it I want to say is because I've been like WWE pilled and he's like not like at 6'5", so like a submission finish isn't convincing, blah blah blah. But someone of Darby's size, the coffin drop as a move, as a finisher makes sense because he's so small. This man has, if he wants to beat you, he literally has to throw his entire body weight on you. To beat you in this match, but it's not convincing, at least for me, that he uses the Scorpion Deathlock as a finisher.
I don't know. I feel like it's cool that it's kind of like a homage, and like if anybody's gonna use it, like Sting would agree for Darby to use it, especially by its name and all of that. Like I can appreciate it, but I feel like it's already overused.
Yeah, I mean, it's his finisher, so he's gonna start using it in every match.
I don't know.
But like, I guess it depends on who's using it. Because Claudia does it, and it's a sharpshooter, but Darby does it, and it's the Scorpion Deathlock, and because it's the Scorpion Deathlock,
Death drop.
Yeah, I know. The lock is the submission. The drop, he like drops him.
Yeah, I just said it wrong.
It's wrestling logic, I guess. So like, it's not necessarily the most devastating submission move, but because it's Darby and because it's Sting, powers up the move 1,000,000%. And it's like that much more devastating. I guess I gotta cross the tightrope and then walk down to get the thing. I don't know. To make a long story short, I guess. It's not convincing to me because of his size. If it were something like what Daniel Garcia does, because he essentially, it's called the Dragon Tamer or something, and it's essentially the Scorpion Deathlock, but he like fucking just like puts his whole body into it and like fucking basically tries to touch the top of your head with your feet. Basically, so like I feel if Darby does something like that, then maybe it's more convincing. And like doing it on somebody like Yuta, who's more or less the same size, a little bit bigger but more or less the same size, is okay. But like, what happens if he tries? Like he did it to Moxley, and Moxley tapped out. That was at Wrestle Dream. That in that moment, it seemed a little. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy someone that much bigger than Darby tapping to a submission move like that. But you know, like maybe it's just us not being used to it yet, and maybe it'll take some time, but maybe like the next pay-per-view where he does it, we won't think anything of it, you know. How about you? How do you think? You just don't like it?
It's not that I don't like it, it's that I don't think it should be a normal part of his routine, like, and that's just because I have such a soft spot for Sting, I guess.
Right,
like,
but that's just what you do in wrestling, you know.
I think if it was like called something, or if you tried to make a spin on it and call it something else, I don't know.
Yeah.
And maybe with time, it'll become his own thing, and like you said, I'll get used to it. But I don't know. After seeing it, I feel like ever since, I don't remember when it was that Sting came back randomly.
It was at Wrestle Dream.
Yeah, like a month or so ago. I feel like ever since then, he's been using it to finish matches, whereas before it was the coffin drop. And so I'm like, okay, like, I don't know. It's not that I don't mind it every once in a while, but for it to consistently be used, that's where my issue is.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a finisher, so it's meant to be used to like end the match essentially. And yeah, like I talked to things that he could do to make it look more convincing, I guess, because it's not convincing to me. But I mean, it's tradition, I guess, in wrestling. Nothing in wrestling is going to be 100% original. It's going to be derivative of something. But it's good to have like the man himself give that blessing to Darby. It'd be different if he like just started doing it out of nowhere. Like if like when Darby first started teaming with Sting, if a week or two before he started doing the Deathlock, and then Excalibur was like, oh my god, that's the Scorpion Deathlock, that's Sting's move. Legendary. And then like 2 weeks later, Sting debuts, and then it was just kind of like, oh well, like he was doing it because they had signed Sting and they were looking for a way to like bring him into the company, you know. But I don't know, I like it. I like it to an extent. It's good to see wrestlers that you've been watching for years evolve and add new stuff to their repertoire, especially like as he's getting older and he can't really do like the falling 20 feet onto your neck stuff as often. Like, yeah,
definitely.
But yeah, ultimately, what are you looking forward to the most this upcoming week of AEW? Because we've got another Dynamite in Oklahoma, and they're making that a big deal. Like JR is supposedly coming in to do some commentary, which is exciting.
Yeah. I think the match, obviously I'm looking forward to the tag team match, the lights out match. That should be good. And then the Continental Eliminator match with Shelton Benjamin. I think those are my two most hype matches. What about you?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward. Like, I love seeing Shelton Benjamin.
Oh, shit.
What the hell just happened?
I walked into the fucking spike.
Oh no. I love seeing Shelton get some stuff to do. You always worry when somebody is in a tag team like that, whether or not they're going to still be able to have TV time. What the hell? I don't know. Okay. So it's good to see Shelton's doing stuff. I'm interested to see more of like the women's tag title stuff, and especially oh fuck, sorry, I fell off the edge. Especially since they're putting more emphasis on the story with Willow and Mercedes and like her spiral. I want to see something along the lines of all the guys all the guys that carry the belts for Mercedes when she makes her entrances. Like as she starts to lose more and more of them, I want to see one of Mercedes like representatives like give one of them the talk. And it's just like, like Mercedes, like she just hasn't been like winning a lot recently, and she lost a couple belts. Need your services anymore? Like they start having to like lay off the people that carry all of Mercedes belts. I would love to see something like that, where they're like really leaning into it as opposed to taking it too seriously, I guess. But yeah, I'm interested to see like the women's stuff, because like they're finally putting more of an emphasis on the women, other than the one women's match a week. They're having like multiple women's segments, and they're like one of their most popular stars is Tony, and everyone in her circle gets elevated because Tony's so great. So it's really exciting to see like where the women are going to be like this time next year.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if they'll go so far as to have like an all women's pay-per-view.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited to see like maybe the women will main event. Yeah. Maybe the main event in the UK, like because Australia is not a pay-per-view necessarily. So like if Tony main event's great, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just I'm interested to see where the story with Hangman and Swerve is gonna go. Now that you mention it, only because like they both want the same thing, and so eventually they're gonna have to. One of them's gonna have to step in the way of the other to get what they want, and then like they're gonna implode basically. And excited to see where the story goes from there. Like if Swerve goes heel, or if Hangman goes crazy again and like burns his house down. Oh god.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Oh, thank God. Okay. I think that's a health potion if you want to grab it.
said you had some questions.
Okay, yeah. So I wasn't sure how deep you wanted to get into it.
We can maybe like one or two. And
Yeah,
then
it's one or two questions, but they're like discussion pieces, like essentially just asking why Hangman lost the title. I don't know if it's like because the act was getting stale, or if we just needed like another heel on top to keep like the story beats going. Okay, we did it. But like, it just sucks because why did Hangman lose the world title? Other than a lot of the discussion around Full Gear after Hangman won the title, at least from what I've seen, it's just like people they were happy. In a sense, they were happy because what am I trying to say? So was that me or you?
Me.
They were happy that Hangman lost the title, and the reason they were giving was just like, oh my god, isn't it great that like we weren't able to predict that Hangman was gonna win the belt. They were like praising AEW for like for being able to like fool us, you know, because like, oh, we didn't think that Samoa Joe would win, but like we're ultimately like we're not disappointed that he won. But it just kind of sucks because like Hangman, his whole thing I guess has been like winning the belt back, you know. And I feel like we could have gotten to the same point in the story that we're at now if Joe had lost to Hangman. Like if Swerve came back after Full Gear and was just their whole story at the beginning was like a friendly rivalry, you know, and like as the time progresses, Swerve goes more and more heel, or Hangman goes more and more heel, and then like right before their title match at World's End, then like boom, Joe comes in, and Hangman being the fighting champion that he is, he's like, all right, I'll defend it against both of you, you know, like Joe, I've already beat you twice, Hangman, I've beat you twice. And then boom, JF comes back with the contract, and then after the contract, Max can still win, but the feud is more condensed to just Hangman and Max. Swerve isn't involved, and the ops aren't involved, Joe isn't involved, Darby isn't involved, and like blah 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 blah. So like instead of like reverting back to where we were in like 2023, where like everybody just wanted to take the title off Max, but it was really just like the MJF show. Now we've got a one-on-one feud between Max and Hangman that they can kind of build off of the matches earlier in the year, because they started off the year like feuding, and everything that happened with Mark and the title and like threatening to set him on fire and all that can come into play. Now it's just like it's Max just like running away again from like all these people that want to take the title, and it's just like it seems like we're in the same spot that we were in like before Adam Cole got injured and before Max got injured and had to drop the title. So it's just like I feel like we're kind of regressing in a way as far as like the current state of AEW. That more or less where I'm at is the titles that we have now don't really matter, and instead of like making them matter, we just keep adding more. They could be doing the same thing that they're doing with Mercedes with Hangman now. Granted, it's a lot like you run the risk of just like having two parallel stories, but like there's enough creative brain power and stuff behind AEW that can help you like differentiate between the two. Maybe Kyle, another point to make about that is that maybe Kyle didn't need to lose the TNT title either, but at the same time I feel like Kyle has also he's outgrown the TNT title, and like maybe maybe he starts feuding with like Okada for the international championship, and that could be like the number 2.
Yeah.
My second question, I had another question.
Go ahead. I'm gonna sit here since we're almost done. I'm over it.
I'm looking for the other question. The big one I had was mostly about Hangman, and then I had another one. I'm looking for it. What? Oh yeah, my other question was asking about hologram. Was why not have somebody else play hologram, and instead of just like holding the feud off for months, and then I guess since hologram's coming back, they can finally be like, oh, the clone's here, even though the clone's been here for months now.
He just hasn't done anything.
Yeah, because hologram's been out. But you could just as easily put like Commander under because he doesn't have any like distinguishable tattoos that I know of. I could be wrong, you know. But like somebody who doesn't have tattoo, that's this is definitely Ricochet. Like you can tell like Ricochet's tattoos.
Yeah.
Like if you put him under a mask, you can definitely tell. But yeah, that was my biggest storyline question: is why did Hangman lose the belt? If I feel like we could do a lot of the same, if not more, without Hangman losing it to Joe.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like, you make a valid point. I think it was, I don't know. My brain's a little fried, so I don't know if I can fully answer that question, but that's definitely something maybe we can discuss as we move through the next couple of weeks. It's like how everything plays out. And of course, if anybody has any comments too, feel free to chime in and what you think and Sway's questions. Like, we want to hear your opinions. We want to talk about wrestling with people. So
yeah, feel free to drop a comment, drop a like.
Yeah. If you sat through anything that we said or anything like that, feel free to chime in. But I think we have a lot to look forward to next week.
For sure.
So, like you said, we're going to be uploading hopefully on Mondays after recording. I think it'll be a good idea for us to split up our recording of this because
we'll have the podcast review and 3.5 hours, but I'm gonna cut out a lot of the fluff because we lost like 5 minutes here, 5 minutes, a couple minutes there.
But so we'll be dropping episodes hopefully on Mondays. No set time. This is very informal. You can find us if you're listening to the podcast.
Oh no, our dogs are barking.
Yeah, I'm gonna let them figure it out.
You can find us on YouTube. Eventually, we'll hopefully be able to record these live on Twitch. We're gonna upload the audio only on the RSS feed, so you could just get it in like podcast form if you don't want to watch the actual like gameplay. The gameplay is more so for YouTube. So feel free to catch a show. We'll be back next week hopefully. But have a great rest of your day. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next
time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I know you want it will be televised. What you looking at? You run around pulling stunts like that. She never in my